Hello, welcome. I'm Rene Valentina, and this is Musing Interruptus, a collection of thoughts, stories, and a few idiomatic phrases. If you enjoy it, subscribe, follow, and share. But more importantly, continue the conversation. Drop a comment with your answers to today's questions. I've missed hearing from you. Today, the impermanent calm before the storm. An event in itself, the calm actually happens. I'm not saying it's a rule, just that it actually happens. I've experienced that type of calm several times. It feels like a grounding process, as if it were possible to gather energy from the earth for something about to come, for the fuckery the universe has in store for us. What makes this type of calm different from everyday life is the thought that slices through the air and my temples. A sharp instruction: enjoy this before the storm comes. And I always second guess it. What storm? I argue with my intuition, mistaking it for insecurity and the place where fatalism lives and spills out and floods the rest of my brain. Parallelly, and just in case, I ask myself not to lose my true north, to remember to take care of myself and just breathe. An eerie atmosphere indeed. I wasn't second-guessing much this time. So far I've managed. Unlike past occasions, I'm able to navigate this with a certain aplomb and acceptance of things to come. Acceptance of that which spans out of my reach, far from my control. A fatiguing powerlessness. The thought, what's the use of resisting, keeps coming to mind. Nothing good comes from resisting arrest, resisting change, or resisting loss. Nothing. The eerie calm before the storm included a reset that sent me down the hole of faux helplessness. Looking back, I don't really understand my reactions. It was unlike me to make decisions so impulsively. But I did, and I immediately suffered them. A simulated great loss that orbited away out of proportions and out of this galaxy. I even got an afternoon to cry over it. The next morning, I was able to undo it. That's why I said it was simulated. Everything was put back in its place so I could strategize, back up, and make the necessary changes with a plan, like a rational and functional adult. In retrospect, I flew off the handle for something that pales in importance when compared to what was really to come. For whatever reason, I had this overreaction. It was great to vent, let off steam, unknowingly making much-needed space. I even got a surprise visit from out-of-town friends and one great night of sleep. All in all, I had gathered my bearings and put things in order. What a year this has been. Much more than what I had bargained for. My sister reminds me to give myself grace. I hope she does the same. I can grasp that the evolution of normality is not only a matter of perception, it reveals a need and a longing for stability, continuity, and peace, to say the least. I say this instead of accepting impermanence and permanence being a construct that assures nothing except what defines it. Learning to find peace amidst constant change is a real task. I assume that is real stability. I long for it not to be a challenge. To be at peace with all of it, including the possibility of losing someone. Uncertainty doesn't help, and being at peace with it doesn't mean it won't hurt or that it's comfortable. At this point, I think it means not hurting myself through resistance. There are topics I don't touch when I write. I skirt these issues, allowing them to remain evident between lines. Being explicit would mean taking vulnerability to a new depth, too personal, too deep. It cuts too close to the bone. I resist. As a child, my greatest fear was losing my mother to her addiction. She was a smoker. As soon as I learned that smoking caused cancer and death when I was in kindergarten, I knew I had to set out on a permanent campaign to get her to take care of herself for the most selfish reasons possible. For me, to avoid losing her. My mother is the only person in the world who has truly seen me beg. I'd implore her to stop smoking. And when I was diagnosed with asthma, the begging became about my own survival. The thing about addictions is that you are never in control. And recognizing this is crucial to recovery. There's a humility in recognizing you are powerless to an addiction. It requires leaving arrogance aside and asking for and receiving help, which can only work if you start from that place. Getting to that place can be very messy. It's called rock bottom. For me, it was feeling my lungs spasm and not being able to fill them. I quit smoking more than 12 years ago. I picked it up as a strategy to get my mother to stop and probably get her attention. It didn't work. I still think about it, like surviving a bad relationship. I look at it in the rearview mirror and I can see it lurking, menacing like an abandoned monster I spawned, or did it spawn me? I was on the losing end of that relationship. It took therapy, a smoking cessation program, awareness, science, and will. Rock bottom hurts. Rocks are hard, and some are jagged. It can be scary. Once you're there and it isn't clear if you're going to make it, you realize that the only way out is up, one step at a time. Not everyone needs to get to that point, but a lot of us do. Rock bottom can get messy. Your fall splatters all over. It's hard not to notice. In my case, all those years ago, I didn't have much support, so I found support. I willed a new reality for myself. It took a lot of help and sacrifice. Rock bottom can get messy. It's not just about the person hitting the ground. There are aftershocks. Whether it is mutation or evolution, it sends shockwaves through the system. The closer you are to the fall, the stronger you feel it. Watch out for arrogance. That one is a killer. That one will have you thinking you don't need to change. What's more, people must understand you and not the other way around. I envisioned myself drowning at sea. Dark, cold, no land in sight. I inched my way out, asking the atoms of hydrogen and oxygen to help push me to the surface. The thought of not wanting to sink again kept me treading water. And then I had to ask for a buoy, and I eventually swam to land. It took years, I think. For the life of me, I don't know why I didn't ask for a naval ship or a submarine. A rowboat would have helped too. All these years later, I understand that once you fall, it is up to you to get up again. It is also up to you to look for and acknowledge the helpers that are out there. You aren't done until you become one. Thank you for listening. The background music is by Moby Gratis, and the mix and master were done by Jesus Dario, my sound charolastra. What kind of mental images do you have when you're going through it? Have you had a rock bottom experience? How did it go? And what are your best strategies to help? I'm listening.